Thomas, thank you for joining us on Total Rugby, the IRB's TV show. Firstly, you've just been discussing the state of the game. What are the big issues, do you think, for rugby in the next 5 years?
Well, the biggest issues, as we said, it will be a global calendar. I think everyone agrees since many years that you cannot play at different times, in the North and South hemispheres, so because that creates too many differences. Then you got, of course, the centralization of the players who are paid by the federation in the South hemisphere and by the clubs in the North hemisphere. So in the end, we don't really play the same rugby, but we try to compete. And I think that will be one of the key things. The rules too. The rules have changed. They're changing a lot. But maybe we need to set up some rules that could be fixed during maybe 5 years and create some visibility for the spectators, because sometimes you just come back for one thing, and so that creates some anger, from people and disagreements. And I don't know, maybe to try to develop rugby, into education, because rugby is very important in schools. And as we said, difference, is a gift in rugby, and that could help, for friendship and for maybe kids, who could have some, different availabilities, different bodies. They can play and gel together and play at a good level, or even at a small level, because rugby can be enjoyed, at any level.
That's an interesting point, because looking at you now, you're not a massive guy. Rugby is a game. Rugby is a game for all shapes and sizes. Yeah. But is it less so now? Because it seems to me all the centres are 2 meters tall.
Yeah, the genetic, is there. But as we spoke about in the panel, we need to be careful about what can come out of that. Of course, the guys are bigger, but they really need to be looked after, because to go over the line it's not really difficult. So we need to protect that, and I hope that rugby is still into the green zone. So it's very important, but you can see there's a place for every kind of players. Matt Guiteau is really an amazing player. He came to France and has been elected, as the best player last year, and he really deserved that. So you can believe that there's a place for magicians and people who can create some gaps into this world, where you can see the forwards which are sometimes running faster than the backs, so it's a different rugby.
Well, you were the ultimate magician, of course, but also we looked at France at the weekend. Teddy Thomas, a new exciting talent?
Yeah, new exciting talent. There's a good spirit in the French team in the last 2 games. We suffered a lot in the last few years with the results. It was hard to find a system what was the system, and because before you had other coaches, tried really to be so hard on the forwards, hard in the middle of the pitch, or like create some some passes all over the ground. But at this time we come back, we start again, so there's not really a line which is created, but we hope that with the results it will create some confidence, and maybe the French team can come back, because the players are there, but they're not so often together, so it's very hard for them to be competitive, in that kind of games against the best teams in the world.
Merci.
Avec plaisir.